What's going on, people? Before I get started, I want you guys, if you guys are watching this on my Fearless J 1111 channel or any other one of my other channels, I want you to go to Warrior Storm channel, which I'm going to put the link in the description box. Go there and subscribe because there's videos on that channel that's on no other channel, right? So if you like what little content I do, right? If you like listening to this sexy, handsome voice, then feel free to subscribe on that Warrior Storm channel, which the link is in the description box. Now, I want to quickly talk about a video that's circulating around the internet. And it's about this black female that happens to be a grandparent that was going off on her daughters because the daughters, of course, were dropping their babies off and using the grandparents as a babysitter. And so she was going off basically saying what you hear a lot of black mothers say. You know, I raise my kids. You know, I'm not raising nobody else's kids. You come and get your kids. I should be able, as a grandparent, to get my get my grandchildren when I want my grandchildren, and not for you to just ho-hop up and down the street. These are my words I'm using. Now, just about everything that woman said in that video was correct. The only issue I have with that, and she said a lot of true things in there, because you have these girls out there that's producing these babies, and then they expect the grandparents to raise them. They expect the grandparents to take care of them. Now the grandparents' life is supposed to stop and revolve around your children that you laid down and that you felt you were grown enough to produce. When your parents were trying to tell you to protect yourself, to not just open your legs, and for guys, not just go between any females that open their legs up to you, you felt that they could not tell you a thing because you grown, you're an adult, and you now decide to do adult things, and now you're bringing kids into this world, and now you expect, I want to go out and party, I want to have fun, I'm young. Well, that was a choice and decision that you made on your own. Nobody told you to lay down and have these kids. Okay? Hold that point right there, because I want to deal with that issue as well. So you went and laid down, you ignored everything your parents, if you had parents to tell you to keep your legs closed and don't go producing those kids. You didn't want to hear nothing they had to say because you were too grown. And now you expect your parents to raise your kids when they had already did their job and raised you, hoping they raised you correctly. But what I want to deal with, I want to deal with the parents out there, mainly the women, the black women or black females, that's always convincing their daughters and the daughters' boyfriends to give you grandkids. Now, you spend all of this time and energy begging for grandkids. When you going to give me grandkids? When are you going to get my daughter pregnant so I can have grandkids? Knowing that these kids are not ready. Knowing that they're not financially stable. Knowing that they have not finished partying and having a good... They're not finished doing what young people should do. They have not gotten it out their system, but yet you're pushing them at the age of 16, 17, 18, 19, even in their early 20s. You're pushing them to give you grandkids. Or if they happen to go out and get pregnant, you're now excited. You're not thinking about them protecting themselves. You're thinking about, oh, now I'm just going to love my granddaughter by my 16 and 17-year-old daughter that ignored everything I tried to tell her. So now that she went out and got pregnant and brought a baby in, now you just loving and adoring this baby. And guess what? You end up raising that child. And then at any point in time, they can get smart, give you their behind the kiss and tell you, this is my kid. And next you know, you end up in court telling that judge how you want to be able to see your grandkids. But yet, when you had opportunity to see your grandkids, you were quick to try to school these young kids and tell them how those are your kids, I raised my kids, just like that woman was doing. But the people I want to deal with, and I keep getting sidetracked, but the females I want to deal with are the ones that's always begging for grandkids. You're always begging for grandkids against the wiser choice and decision. Instead of telling them, go to school, get your education, college degree, land a good job, or even if they choose to start their own business, save your money, become financially independent, so when the children do come, you now can afford to take care of them. You now can buy to get proper daycare unless the grandmother agrees to watch the kids. If she's home, she's not doing nothing, and she agreed to that, that's fine. That's saving you some money. But secure yourself first, and then you get married. You know that these kids are not married. You know that they're not responsible. But you're always begging for grandkids. And then when the grandkids come, now you want to try to lecture them about how you raised your own. And you're not raising somebody else's kids. And you should be taking care of your own kids. I'm not here to be your babysitter. I'm not here to do this. I raised mine, and all this nonsense. But you were the ones that kept begging and convincing these young girls to get pregnant. And you were convincing the young boyfriends to get your daughter pregnant to give you grandchildren. And now that the grandchildren are here, you want nothing to do with them. You want to try to lecture them now and tell them how I want to see them when I want to see them. These are your kids. I should be able to go out and enjoy my life. But were you thinking about that when you kept begging for grandchildren? When are you giving me grandchildren? So that's what I have issue. And for all of you fake grandparents out there, showing fake love towards your grandchild. And then the only time you want to pretend like you want to step up and take care of them is if their life is in danger, if they're threatened. You know that they're not living in safe conditions, but yet you want no parts of it. You know that that child is being abused or sexually assaulted. You know this. And you allow it to happen. And then the minute it ends up in the media, now you want to say, well, we're family and we know that there was a mental issue going on and we knew this and we knew this, but you did nothing about it. And now your grandchildren are gone. They were murdered. Senselessly taken out of here where it could have all been prevented by them exercising self-control or birth control. There's too much birth control out there for you to get pregnant, and then you turn around and want to abort a child that did not ask to be here. You now beg for a grandchild. They didn't practice safe sex. Now there's a grandchild here, and you now want to try to preach to them. That's fake, that's phony, and that's hypocritical. So that's all I had to say about that. I'm going to get my food. Feedback. Tell me what you think. Subscribe. And go to my Warrior Storm channel and subscribe to that channel. The link is in the bottom. Until next time. I'm fearless.